tour again.
Are we lucky? They've let us out.
Only this time no drinks
Not yet.
because we're going to
a cocktail bar
to try drinks for you.
so that you don't try rubbish ones. It's really good of us, isn't it?
I know, we're just so helpful.
We are so helpful.
Watch and enjoy.
Right. So,
angel face. That's what they call me. Another seamless link. There you go. Boom.
so this is a drink that has no citrus in.
Okay.
So typically you shake a drink if it's got citrus, and you build and stir a drink. If it doesn't,
Is that why James Bond had his martinis shaken, not stirred?
I mean,
Just a good line.
yeah,
That's the only reason behind it though. It
I-
came from somewhere.
there's a whole kind of subculture of shaken versus stirred martinis. I am very much on the stirred side of that debate, but if you like your martini shaken, go for it, right?
I don't know, but I've no difference to be honest.
There's all sorts of arcane arguments about does it chill. It's how much does it chill the drink versus how much dilution does it put in the drink. If you stir it over ice versus shake it over
Right.
ice. And one theory is if you shake it, it breaks the ice up and therefore it dilutes more. But there've been a whole bunch of people who've done proper scientific exploration of this stuff, and I don't really
There will
care.
have been people that have
to
been
be perfectly
paid to
honest.
study this, won't there? To actually scientifically.
I would
study
imagine,
the
yeah.
amounts.
Why don't I have that job?
Yeah, great
She
job.
says drinking cocktails.
So, question for Georgia. If you're making this drink, do you put the ice in the mixing glass, then the ingredients, or the other way around?
So as I don't want to over dilute the drink, I will chill the mixing glass first. So it means ice in the mixing glass, quick stir. The mixing glass gets cold. I get rid of the old ice. I put new ice in, or I can start with ingredients. At that point, doesn't really matter anymore.
Okay.
Well, let's do it the professional way then, vaguely. So, how long will you do this for?
When it starts to be a little bit frosted, that's
Okay.
good enough.
Start to see a little bit of condensation on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's chilled down. Put that away. Then new ice in. And so this is again very simple spec. 3 ingredients, same volume of all 3. Start with, it's quite a punchy drink from an alcohol perspective. Start with a gin, got Sipsmith here, 25 ml. One shot.
So, because this is non-citrus, you can batch make this.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Actually, my preferred serve is actually to combine all 3 ingredients and add some dilution into the bottles and leave it in the freezer for a couple of hours and then actually drink it.
So we're adding 25 ml of each ingredient and then stirring it over ice to get the dilution. Georgia would add 20 ml of water into the bottle, and then you chill your bottle.
Okay.
And then you can just
Okay.
drink them as quickly as you can.
If
Not
you
very,
can.
not very encouraging that. So then we have an apricot brandy.
Oh, that sounds nice on its own.
Yeah. So again, same volume. And then a Calvados, so an apple brandy from Normandy. We're using Avalon. I am associated with Avalon, so I sit on their board. It is a spirit born out of 2 people, starting with a blank piece of paper to try and make the most planet positive spirit possible.
Oh wow.
So they came to Calvados because there's no irrigation in the apple orchards. The apple trees sequester carbon, so it's actually carbon negative.
Wow.
We did try and work out how many double Avalons and tonics you'd need to drink on a transatlantic flight to offset the carbon footprint. The answer was you would die, but you know,
Have fun
but
trying
it
it,
is
wouldn't you?
exactly. But really delicious drink, and they're doing a whole. Steph and Tim, who own it, are doing a whole load of really interesting stuff around sustainability and packaging. The labels made from apple pulp, and then also looking at there's a a way of delivering rather than glass bottles. They deliver in, I think it's a 4 litre. It's like a barrel. It's not a barrel, and you then can serve from that
Amazing.
either per drink or back into a bottle and reuse.
We actually tried Sea Change sparkling wine, and their labels are made from corks.
Oh.
They do that again. They donate back to the sea life and stuff like that, and marine. And again, they're looking at doing more sustainability. But I thought it was really cool that the labels were actually made. And grape pulps and corks and different things.
Yeah, and you're it's interesting when you sort of start from the thinking point of how do you minimise
Yeah.
the footprint and make it as sustainable as possible. And it's interesting as well because Calvados has been historically a very unmodernised category. You know, most of the bottles of Calvados have sort of calligraphy on and chateaux, and it's a very kind of there's quite a lot of as Tim, one of the owners, puts it, you know, old white French dudes sitting there going, you can't really turn it into cocktails. You've got to, and they bring in a very different approach to it. So then we just going to double strain this, double strain it.
Oh,
No?
there's no need.
Okay. And then just strain off the ice
Into the chilled glass.
into the chilled glass.
So the chilled glass will then keep the temperature of the drink for longer.
Yeah, exactly. And looks pretty.
Looks fancy.
It does look pretty. That's really fancy.
And then we lemon zesting.
So I actually opted for a cherry, but I
Nice.
would recommend if you're making this at home to go for an apple slice because it looks much better.
Ah, that makes sense with the Calvados.
Yes.
Although, shout out for these cherries, they're like crack. They're incredible. They're the most,
Whenever you're in doubt, just
they're the most amazing cocktail cherry. You know the Dayglow red things you get in the supermarket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are awful.
Yeah.
I forget the name of these are maraschino.
Maraschino cherry.
What's the name of it?
Luxardo.
Luxardo.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible. Anyway, angel face.
Right.
I mean, that looks absolutely beautiful.
It looks stunning.
Oh, I'm going to let you go first. Because I don't want to spill it, basically.
You know I'm not a
That's going to be properly punchy, isn't it?
Smells amazing though. Doesn't smell punchy. Let's find out.
That's what makes it extra dangerous.
Yeah, this one is very spirit forward, so.
By spirit forward, you mean it's only spirit.
It's definitely punchy.
But so this is a good party one because we can batch make it,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then you just pour it. So you have your glasses ready,
Yeah.
then you just pour it and put your garnish on.
It's punchy, but it doesn't blow your head off.
which is
good.
particularly dangerous.
It does actually. That's really nice. I love it.
lovely.
I think
That's my favourite one so
That's
far.
my favourite one so far as well. I think I can
That's
drink
really
quite a lot
lovely.
of that, which is dangerous.
Yeah. And it's very, just 3 equal parts. I've got there's something about equal part drinks that's like the Negroni, Last Word, equal volume.
Yeah, it just makes it easy to make.
Soothing.